Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through the very first scenario in Metal Gear Solid, the board game. This is a new one from CMON Games. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 1 to 2 hours to play, and is a fully cooperative game where all the players are working together to accomplish whichever scenario they've chosen to go on. And in the game there's going to be a couple of different types of scenarios. You'll have stealth scenarios where you're mainly trying to stay undetected, making your way through, trying to get whatever objectives you're looking for and complete before the scenario ends. And then there's also boss battles where you're going to get to challenge one of the mighty bosses from Metal Gear Solid, the video game. So in this video, I'm going to be playing through the very first scenario, trying to test my luck and see if I have what it takes to make it through. In this very first scenario, actually the first couple scenarios, they're actually teaching scenarios, which is really neat. And if you have the integral version, there's actually a full book that has scenarios in it that is a graphic novel. So it's going to kind of take you through and give you some narrative along, just very similar to the video game. Now, granted, it has been a long time since I played the video games, but I do remember a lot of that, as it was such a great game. A lot of this does stick with you, even after, I don't even want to know how long, very long time. But I do remember those very first couple of missions where it worked out pretty much the same way, where they slowly integrate you into some of the new things and some of the new features. So the same thing with this. This very first scenario is very basic. You're just going to be moving around, trying to stay undetected, and using those actions to your benefit, making your way hopefully to the elevator and activating it, and then getting out of here undetected. So I'll see if I can do it. And with this first scenario, it is a solo scenario, so it's just going to be Solid Snake trying to make his way through this. So as always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe to my channel. So one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to stay up to date on all my videos, also hit that notification bell, as I'm constantly dropping new videos, and that'll alert you whenever I drop new stuff, such as teaching videos, playthroughs, unboxings, crowdfunding videos, and many others. I also want to ask, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see anything else around this game. There are a number of rules in this one that are a little complicated and a little sticky, so I'm going to do my best and the way that I interpreted them. And I did spend some time on Board Game Geek trying to dig through the forums and all that to find out if I'm doing stuff correctly. So let me know in those comments down below if you noticed anything that I did incorrectly, as I'm constantly trying to make sure that I do this stuff properly as well. So let me know in those comments down below. And for those of you that have been with the channel for a while, you'll also notice that things look a little bit different. This is a temporary scenario or studio that I'm trying to work through. So this one was, I just kind of had to throw together kind of quickly before I have an opportunity to really get settled in and try to get a full-fledged studio set up. So bear with me with this. I do apologize. I know some of the things might be a little ticky. The lighting's a little weird and all that, but let me stick with me and we'll see how all this works out, and hopefully the new studio will be really cool once it's all together. So let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see how this one plays. So getting into this first game, there's one other thing I have to handle before getting into the game, which is the guard order cards. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab the red bordered guard order cards and shuffle those up. These are your last ditch effort cards. There's one of these cards in this deck that has the game over card on it. So if that card comes up, then the game is over and you have lost. Next, I'm going to grab my teal bordered guard order cards. And there's a deck of 20 of these that are included in the game. For this first mission, I'm going to randomly select 10, which I've already done, shuffle those 10 up, and I will place those on top of the red ones. All right, and then that is going to go there. From there, I'm going to go to the campaign book. And with this campaign, it is going to be a graphic novel, so you can read through the story as you go along. I won't be doing that. I don't want to spoil that for you. I'll let you experience that for yourself. And then from there, it's going to move right into the missions. And the first few missions are going to teach you how to play the game. So you could choose to read the rule book, or you can kind of learn as you play. And so this first mission is very basic. It's going to have one map tile and is going to take you through all the different things, setting you up just like in the video game with the mission briefing and all that, explaining what's going on. And then it's going to explain the guard board setup, your player setup, and then the objectives for this mission, as well as taking you through the rules that you'll need to understand in order to play this one. And I'm not going to go through all that, as I'll kind of cover that as I play through the mission. So with this one, the objective is to for Snake to make his way around the board and make it to the objective A to call down the elevator and then make it onto the elevator and do an interact action on there without his alert token being on the board, which he has his attention token. On the backside is his alert, meaning that either an enemy has seen him or is chasing him or whatnot. So he has to stay unseen, hopefully, and make it to that point. All right, so let's go ahead and move into that, or the mission from there. So the game itself is going to be played over rounds, and each round is going to be broken down into a couple of phases. The first phase is the player phase, where you're going to get to activate your character, spending your action tokens to carry out various actions on your board. And each one of these will have slots with a cost next to it, or number of action tokens you must spend to carry that action out, and then it'll explain what that action does. And you can do the same action any number of times up to the limit of action tokens you have, and some actions are going to require more than one action token to be spent to carry them out. All right, so moving into this mission. So I have a guard going this way, a guard going that way, and a guard coming around the top there. So being up in the corner there is, I don't want to be there too long. So I could do a knock action, which it would place my token out, my attention token, so that a guard will go and investigate it, but it's going to be the guard that is closest to that token. So it depends on how far that guy moves, and depends on where I place the token itself. So let's see here. What do I want to do? Well, I'm going to go ahead and start off with a sneak action. That lets me move one space. And then, what's the furthest distance? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's equal distance, so I get to choose the path that he goes. So I think that is a good spot to do a knock. I'll place this token down and see if I can get his attention. And then I'm going to go ahead and do a sneak to go here. And I'm going to try one more. I don't, well, yeah. Well, I could hold off there because, well, if he goes there, I'm kind of hosed anyways. So I got to risk it. All right, so now that I've spent all my action tokens, now I don't have to, so I could have chosen not to. I'm going to go through, and any actions that I have action tokens on, I'll check to see if there's this noise symbol. And that means that for every action token on there, I have to roll a white die. And if one or more of those dice come up with the alert, I would have to place that token underneath my character, whether it's on its alert side or the investigate side. So right now it's on the investigate, so it would have moved, but it worked out in my favor, so I don't have to worry about that. And then so next is a guard order card. So I'm into the guard reaction phase. So each guard order card is going to be broken down into three steps that you're going to do in order. The first step is the radio. So I'm going to check the guard count, which is 3. If there are 3 or less than 3 guards out, I'm going to spawn a new guard in the radio spot. There are 3 out right now, so I don't have to worry about that. The second step, or middle step in the guard order card, is the camera. So in this mission, I'm not using camera, so I can simply skip over that step. The final step is going to dictate how fast and how far the different soldiers are going to move, and if they are, depending upon, and you're going to resolve that by each soldier, by activating that soldier, and you're going to do that based on the token up here. So this is going to activate from left to right, working my way through the different rows and columns. So for example, so with this one, the very first guard is this guard. So with that, he is going to activate. There is not an alert token out right now. So then I'm going to work my way through. So he does not see, he is not the closest and does not see a knockdown or KO token. He is not the closest, so he's simply going to patrol, moving 3 spaces. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so now it's this guy. So he is the closest guard to that. If this guy would have moved further, then he would have become the closest guard, and so this guy would just continue patrolling as normal, but he is the closest at this point. I think he is. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So no, this guy actually is closer, unfortunately. So that kind of threw off my plans there, but that's all right. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to move forward, and this guy's going to move forward 3. Okay, so from there, that is everybody. And so that's going to go there. And then I'm going to get my action tokens back as it's going to come back into my turn to go. All right, so that is going to keep that guy focused on that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a dash action to move here. And I'm going to go ahead and do 2 sneak actions to move there. And depends on which way that guy goes on what I need to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move into here and see if that pays off. All right, so I did have the 1 dash. So let's see if I get the alert. I do not, so I'm okay there. And so that is going to reveal another guard order card. So again, the barracks, there is no effect there. There is no camera out, so then my guards are going to patrol. This guy is going to move by the shortest path to get to that by that number, so 3 spaces. This guy is going to activate next, so he's going to move here, and then based on the arrow, he's going to follow that. So he's going to rotate 1 this way, as he could go either way. And so 2, and then anytime there's a guard in front of you, you cannot move into that guard space, so you're going to leapfrog over that guard and move into the next space, not counting that space. So that was my 3rd. And then this guy's going to activate, so he's going to go ahead and jump over. That's 1. And 2 and 3. So now he sees me. This is just, I cannot catch a break here. All right, so he's going to place that underneath there. He is going to go ahead and attack me. And he got 1 success, so he rolls the 2 black dice that are listed here. And for every roll, every die that comes up with a 3, which is my defense, or higher, it scores a hit and does a wound. So the 2 does not, but the 4 does. So I'm going to take 1 wound from that. All right. And then it is back over to my turn to go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move here. And now that I'm out of line of sight of him, I can continue moving. And my token will stay there. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 4 sneaks and hope that that is enough to get away. All right, so then it is guard order. So, all right, so this is a new one. So if there are 3 KO'd or killed guards out there or more, I have to take the top card of the guard order deck and place it on the bottom after revealing it. So there's nothing with that, no camera. And then finally, our guards are going to activate. So this guard is going to be our active guard to start us off. And so he is going to, there is an alert token out, so he's going to move by the shortest path to try to get to that token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he does not make it. So that actually works out, I think, hopefully. So then this guy's going to activate. 1, 2, 3. He's going to stop there and do a guard reaction. So this one just has me removing the token, but no other ill effect. So that's good. And now that the token has been removed, then this guy is simply just going to patrol. So he is going to, and he should have been facing that way. He is going to go ahead and move 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3, and he is going to rotate that way. Okay. All right, so it's back to my turn. So I can basically spend the 4 sneak to make it here. That's going to call the elevator. All right, so I also am going to remove that token, and then I already placed the elevator shaft coming down with the guard there. All right, so I just need to make it through some of this. Well, that guy, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. All right, so first off, that has no effect, and there are no cameras. So then the guards are going to patrol. So working my way through here. This is going to be the first guard, so he's going to go 1, 2, 3, or wait, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he's right there. Okay, and then this one's next. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to go that way. And then this one, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So I could step out and try to combo attack him. Well, that's also risky depending upon what happens here. So I could sneak back 1. Do a knock to place this down. And then do 2 more sneaks. 1 sneak and 1 dash to get me there. All right, so comes down to a die roll. Let's see. Oh, I didn't get that, so that, or I didn't get the exclamation, so that's good. So I am good there. And this is tough. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so first I have a new thing. So if I would have knocked out a guard, so if I would have attacked this guy and knocked him out, I would have placed a token on there. And so this basically is a countdown. So it would have gone from 2 stars to 1 star and from 1 star to 0 stars, removing this and adding the guard back in. So basically the guard wakes back up based on that. All right, so then next we're going to do the guard order. So they're going to be moving 4 spaces. So he's going to be the first to activate, and he is not the closest to that token. So he's simply going to carry out that 1, 2, 3, and he's going to go that way for 4. This guy is next, so he is going to make his way there. He's going to hold, and with that, it must be in my imagination. Remove the token. If there are no other attention tokens in this zone and there is an empty space between the active guard, rotate 180 degrees. If there are no other attention tokens in this zone, so this is the zone, and there is an empty space between the active guard, or behind the active guard, he's going to rotate 180 degrees. All right. Well, darn. That doesn't really help me that much. All right, so that was his activation. And then next it's these guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. And he's going to rotate this way. Ugh. So he now has a full line of sight. Oh no. Okay. So I might have to get tactical here. Okay. So that is the round. So now it is back to me. He's going to be coming around that corner. He's going to see him knocked out. Let's do a dash here. I'll do a knock to place it here. So he's going to move first, then him, then this guy's going to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's shorter path that way. So then if I do 2 sneaks, I'll be here. All right. Having a rough go here. Let's see how if that helps. Oh, I do have a 1 die. Okay, so I'm good there. And then guard order card. All right, so no KO'd or no knocked out. Then we have the camera and nothing, so it is on to patrols. So he's going to go 1, 2, and 3. As he's first, then this guy is second. 1, 2, 3. This guy is third. He's going to go by shortest path possible. 1, 2, 3. So he's still making his way there, and this guy is going to, he is the shortest, so this guy's going to just continue going. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. All right, so this might be my chance. I might have to just hope that those guys cross, that I don't end up pulling a 2, and I can make it in there and do that stuff. All right. So I'm just going to do 4 sneaks, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and hope that I don't pull it. Well, even if I, yeah, because he's going to activate first. So yeah, I should be good here. Should be good. All right, so there is a border there that separates us. So I think I'm okay on that one. Because normally if you're 2 spaces away and there's no border between you, he turns around and investigates. So then it's on to patrolling. So he's going to patrol and turn. This guy is going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, and he makes it here. So let's find out what happens with that. Remove the token. Okay. All right, so then it goes to my turn. So as long as I did that correctly, which I'll have to look into, I can do 1 sneak here, 1 sneak here, 1 sneak there, and an interact token to finish the mission. So just in case, the other option I have, which I should have probably done, which would have been smarter, is to stop here, because doing the dash doesn't really matter in that way. Then if he would have had the 2 spaces, even if this would have counted, which it might, so I'm kind of thinking it does. So I'm going to go ahead and take it all back, and I'll say I stopped here. And the reason why I chose I can do that is that I can do a dash, which would put me here, and then do 2 sneaks to get onto that, and do the interact, which ends the mission immediately. So I don't have to roll and worry about alerting them, which I would have been good anyways. Well, that took a little bit longer than I was expecting. I had to circle back around a couple times and take the long route, but in the end, I was able to accomplish it. I did have to take that 1 step back, so I do hope that didn't bother you too much, but it gives you a little bit more of an idea of the tactical aspects to the game, where you really have to think about each choice that you make, as you never quite know what that guard deck is going to do. But in the end, I made it through, so let me know in the comments down below as well if you noticed if I got anything else wrong or did anything wrong. I do my best, but I am just human, so I do make mistakes, and I love hearing from you and starting a conversation down below. Let me know as well if there's anything else you want to see around this, such as a teaching video or other playthrough videos. I will have at least one more scenario video coming out for the second scenario, as I want to dig into something a little bit bigger and beefier to see how that goes. But until next time, I'll see you later.